Okay. Um, as always, my purpose is to continuously make as many testimonials till my last day or till I cannot speak again. I'm sure there'll be a day like that, but until then, I will continuously talk about what's happening to me. I'm listening to these bottom feeders, these cowards, low life that have been day in and day out contracted to do what they do to me. They keep telling me I'm gonna die, I'm gonna suffer and be doing all these horrible things in order to break me down. That's their life. They're not living any better. They're just bottom feeders for these entities that needs people like them to continuously do what they need to do for the result that they need for the purpose of the development of this technology, of this weaponry, of this program, and this trash who at this point have accepted that there'll be a time where it comes back to them. I know there'll be the day, but in the meantime, are enjoying this feeling of godlike, right? This feeling of being superior when in reality just the inferiors of the lowest, the bottom feeders, trash that have accepted that these people, their job is to try to make somebody think about people in these disturbing ways, children especially, in other disturbing ways. That's their job. They have accepted that. They have found a way to cope with the fact with what they do is consisting of pedophilia. And however way they try to block it out, good for them. I'm glad that they do this because at the end of the day, this moment will come back to them. And they use the weakest of the weak, very fragile human beings, very, very fragile, weak as it gets. It's just to hear them even talk is like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that you just do what you do. And as much as they try to find ways to try to justify what they do, or even try to pretend like, oh, we're doing it because you did this to this woman. I'm like, okay, what you guys do to women? Yes, this program consists of even torturing women, a lot of women. Matter of fact, the reason why I'm so strong in regard to knowing who I am is because those women have validated what was happening to me. They rape women until they kill themselves. They torture babies. So they can't even play like, oh, we're doing it for this woman that we are, we say you did this bad things to her. We who are torturing women all around the world. So these bottom feeders have nothing to hold on to because the blood of women they have on their hands is unbelievable. The torture and the torment of all these women they've tormented and think I'm going to let them escape? There's no way I'm going to, for all these women that helped me being strong with myself. I was that close to take myself away. But there was so many testimonies of so many strong women who've been raped and tortured by these lowlifes. They think I'm going to let them even have an ounce of escapism? No. If that's the case, they should kill themselves for being involved in a program that is raping and torturing women today. Not yesterday, today. This nasty lowlife. And what they do with these pedophilia things. The reason why I'm so strong at this level is because the same women they're raping and tormenting sexually in other ways, they do the pedophilia type of torture. So they're coward, low-life trash, frauds, disgusting trash, and I'm glad they found a way to cope with the way what they do. Because they know what they're really part of. Killing, frying, doing horrible things to some of the most vulnerable people. And them trying to day in and day out, try to make you accept this falsified reality they put together, knowing that I'll never subscribe. Their job is to try to create a false reality. They literally call it our reality. But they use childlike individuals, very fragile trash. There was the time when before me or being aware of how nasty they were to even babies and children and women, right? And they used to show themselves. Now, they try to maintain the same fierceness, but adding more cowardness to it. Because this daring trash have been torturing women and children in this cowardly way. So reality is I will never let them escape, but I'm so thankful. Because these low-life pedophiles, these bottom feeders, who are rewiring people all around the world in these disturbing ways, and then try to find ways to vilify you, while they are this nasty trash that are torturing women in the foulest way, torturing kids in the foulest way, doing horrible things to them, and then try to use this tonality that they create to sound different. There's no way I'm gonna let them escape and I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad that they found a way to cope with this, because I want them to continue to do this. They have to dumb themselves down and use these childlike individuals who can be as childlike they can be, but not with me. Cope, but make yourself dumber. Because there's too much blood, there's too much torment and torture from people that's some of the most vulnerable. And the reason why I'm strong today, the reason why I'm never gonna let them live their fantasies, because these women that have been raped and tormented and tortured by this trash have given me that strength. They've told me what they do to them, which happens to what I'm experiencing. Some of them even worse. Some of them have died. And this low life I've been making, it's funny now how they try to be like, oh, they're like, oh, poor women, they're being burned. This is who I'm talking about. I'll never let them escape this nasty trash that will get theirs. But like I said, let them enjoy this moment of feeling like gods when they're just truly nasty trash. It's funny, they call me the garbage bean or trash. The garbage bean, right? I was like, then you're the trash throwing your nastiness in me then? What does it make this low life? They come up with reality. That's their job. Literally, I know that's what they're supposed to do. I know that's their job. I don't see, as disgusting, as foul as it is, that is what they're assigned to do. This is their job. They're supposed to torment you and mentally break you down using the foulest tactics possible. Of course, the V2K is mostly what is. V2K is the reason why I'm breaking down. These people to me, I've seen them for the. I look at them for the trash. There is nothing. They are truly nothing but the bottom feeders. They are just nothing. I look at them like the trash. This government. Go work for your pedophiles. I see they are just nothings. Truly nothing. They can do nothing to me. The V2K, the way my brain is being rewired, is truly what's breaking me down. The way I'm forced to imagine things, to think, my logic, my thoughts, that is the only thing that is truly breaking me down mentally. Physically, whether the dark energy that's doing whatever. But when I see this trash, I truly go back to reality and see them for the low lifeness and the bottom feeders that this trash have done to people. I don't see them for the facade. I look at you just a clown, you nasty trash. I truly see them for that. I truly see for what they've done to women and children and try to pretend, oh, we're doing for Coca-Cola, you did, yeah, or you. What you doing to this woman? Never, you fucking trash. I'm sorry for the language, but that's what I truly see them as. All the terrible things you do to these women and what they talk about. You nasty trash. All the rapes and tormenting and frying and ruining life and destroying their family. You nasty trash. For the Lisas, for the Amanda Mindlers, for the Marianas, for the Kathleen, for the Kates, all these women. It's to me, it's just too much. But they want to escape, and I'm not letting that. They come up with fantasies and storylines. That's creations. So you understand, people who live off a fabricated reality, at some point, reality is going to come to them. However they deal with this reality, however they're going to cope with this reality, it's on them. But they got to understand, this fabrication will end with me or somebody else, but it will end. And then reality will hit these low lives properly, these low life pedophiles. It's not spiritual. It's not magical. It's obvious. They've dedicated their time to do these nasty things to people where they force you to imagine things in the most pedophilia disturbing ways. While also working for entities where there's a bunch of pedos, while working for a program that's touching babies, while you're in a program that's touching women, while you're getting paid to create disturbing thoughts, make somebody accept these ways of thinking, manipulate a human being in these disgusting ways. There is nothing they can look into and show, oh, we're doing it for, no. In any ways you look at it, these people have just signed up for something that's going to come back to them. There is not even a braveness, there's no nobility, there's no dignity, there's cowardness, nastiness, trashiness. Yeah, they have to dumb themselves down to make themselves subscribe to these things, to make themselves cope with these things, to live their little fantasy. All the little facade doesn't make sense. Everything they do to me have done to others. They are trying to disorient you because they want this false reality to be preserved, to be maintained. They know what they sign up for. It's going to come to them. That's why when you sign up for these things, that you're doing these things to people, no matter how many of you guys are involved, you say, okay, this time will come back. This moment will come back. I understand. When? I don't know, 10 years from now? Maybe. But it's going to come back. It's just too much. I'm not brave. I'm a coward of life, yelling from the hallways, hiding behind somebody's door. I'm in a program that's torturing 3-week-old babies right now. My job is to manipulate people to think about children in these disgusting ways. Many men, women, and children have died and are dying right now in this program. I mean, I'm involved in the program, and even some of them have experience doing that to women and children today. If I didn't do it yet, my colleagues have. So they know it's going to come. There's no escapism. You're not doing it for this person that you claim you do it because you do not give a damn about this person, and you would torture her like you torture all the thousands, so it maybe millions of women that are being tortured right now. So you don't do that facade, that fraudulence is not going to, I'm not going to subscribe to it. The testimonials of women being fried up and raped are long. If you need a refresher, we can listen to them. Calling out, there's a lot of women as they try to do this. There's a lot of women involved in this. What kind of woman would that? You're not even a woman. This is who's talking to me. Try to play the femme fatale. You're a femme fatale when you do that to a woman? You're a femme fatale when you do that to a child? Clown. And they're cowards. And they come up with this fantasy, right? And I've been with this perp. Oh my gosh, she's such a fraudulent, gaslighting trash. And I'll call it out on her. I'll call her for the gaslighting. She comes up with ways to cope. When you try to be romantically with somebody, most of the people you're gonna be with are gonna be perps. That's the reality. They're contracted to do these things. But with me, I have this disgusting, disturbing facade of people trying to play this femme fatale, like feminists would care, and I've talked about in my video in, I think, September of 2020, I believe. They use this socially conscious individual, try to be like PC, like super PC kind of people who are trying to be like, they're very like, aware of social justice and whatever, progressive, and present themselves as this like sensible individual, right? And then they try to come up with this fantasy. Of course, this program contract all kind of people. All kind of people. It's part of this way to gaslight you. And she comes up with a fantasy. Like when she talks to me in real time, I'll see her just coming up with things and think I'm not gonna call her out on it. I'll call her out quickly. With not an ounce of hesitations, because what happened is they want you to accept in their little bubble they've created, and I'll burst out of this thing immediately. I don't even let them escape. I cannot. That's what you see. you call it fate. That's your fate. You're involved in this thing that do all these horrible things to women. You try to You should see how quick they zone out when I listen to testimony about what they do to these women. They zap the genitals and they do the discharges and the yeasting and they calling out there's a bunch of women. Oh, this organization of goodness. Yes, these tactics have been ongoing for years. The same facades and all. She'll come up with some stories. I walk around with her in grocery store and things like that. I know she's a perp. She's just like, and I put my camera on this time because I don't want them. And everywhere I go, the little babies try to dish, the mothers try to show the babies or whatever. It's so disgusting. And of course, they do this disgusting stimulations, aiming toward these children. Just like this woman in Florida I was talking about. They do this program perversion and they aim the stimulations toward people, children. It's disgusting. And so, I deal the best way I can. It makes me angry. I'm not like smiling, I'm just angry. I was like, I'm just walking away, I'm disgusted. And I look away, disgusted, head shaking, disturbed. But because there's a little girl here moving around and they're forcing me to get the stimulations. I'm like, you nasty. Disturbed. I walk with like a face and she, this perp knows what's happening. And she just pretend like nothing is happening. I'm disgusted. We get back to the apartment and we talk, it's like, I like the way you just like you smile when you see kids and I'm like, you nasty trash. Because if I was me normally, if I was not experiencing the things that make me experience these bottom feeders, I'll be that's cute, hi. I'll be like the typical person. Now it's like, it's just to get away from me. Don't touch, get away. And I have that on camera. I film these things. I'm disgusted. I have footage of me walking around. I have a camera on specifically for that. Because when they do their nasty things. But she come up with this because she wants you to, she creates a narration that's completely falsified. You know what? I would be smiling. I'll be like, hi. Hey, if I was normal. If I was, meaning normal, if I was not getting manipulated by these lowlifes that can force you to get stimulations. Now I'm not. Now I'm disturbed by the kids. I detest being around children. I hate being around children. She knows that. She saw my face. And I told her, what? No, she's like, no, actually, I was annoyed because I know what she's trying to do. She's trying to create a different story. I was like, no, I was actually very annoyed. I just don't like kids anymore. Don't like kids. And I know for them, when I say that, it means, like sexually. No, I hate being around kids. When before, yes, I used to love kids. Hi. No, love may be a strong, like kids, hey, high five, too, like that. Of course, when I said that to them, they manipulate you in the sexual way, the pedophile ways, they know how to do their thing. Like their issues they have in these agencies. Now they test to be around kids. It gets me, it's just the feelings, and I hate it. I truly hate being around children. Because of what they've done. How they manipulate me in this disturbing way, the traumatizing way. It's disgusting. And so my face shows. And I get away. I try to maintain. I don't want to be so obvious. But I'm like, I walk away. I was like, no, you're nasty. I'm looking away. I can see on the peripheral kid there. I was like, I know. And she comes back and come up with the story. Yeah, the way you smile. And they make me imagine this version of reality they just put, they create their fantasy. Reality they create is falsified. But reality will come in. Nasty lowlifes. And then it's funny how the perps try to look at me while you walk, right? I'm like disgusting, and I know they see me feeling these stimulations. I know they know what's happening. And this person looks at me, I'm looking at them, it's like, and I shake their heads like, you nasty lowlife. You know how they try to change this version of reality now? Oh no, he saw you smiling. And he stared like stupidity. I look at them and like, you nasty low life, you bunch of pedos. I just look at them and I just shake my head like, you nasty. I'm not gonna let you escape. Create your fantasies, your storylines. Me, I'm here for you, for another purpose. You see my death, they don't know nothing is gonna happen to them. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Some of them doing this to me, might even die before I die. These low-life pedophiles, to all target individuals, understand that you're lucky. They rewrite reality in these versions, in this falsified real, and then reality hit them, and then wow, surprise, huh? You didn't see that coming, huh? You sure? No, you did. You just wanted to block it out. And more is coming to you. As you watch me being chained, tortured, cut up in pieces, I'd rather die like this than work with pedophiles and do these nasty things. Trash. These people are just nasty. So for me, I'm never going to let them escape. Never. As they come up with rewriting their own story. Oh, I was like, yeah, right, I was disturbed. But you know what? If I was me, if it was before August 19, 2019, and this little kid, the little girl, I'm like, hey, high five. Just no problem. Not even thinking about it, they give me stimulations. Now I'm disgusted. He's like, get away. Don't even get near me. Don't go. So you gotta be strong. To all my target individuals, there's a reason you hear childlike people involved in this. They don't get them for their bravery, their nobility. It's because they're on damn near spectrum. They're children. You hear the adults try to use the tonality, you're gonna die. You're like, I already died, trash. Listen to you. Listen to your co-workers. Tell my target individual to not subscribe to these fantasies. These things, the little moments there. There's this moments of feeling empowered and feeling like gods and like there has level of superiority. It's just, it's nasty. It's gonna go like that. It's pathetic. You know, right now when they try to talk about me as a child, it's like you see with match. This is the life they live. This is winning for them. I pray that they continue to win like this before the reality comes to them. To all my target individuals, stay strong.